So I have had a crazy last 2 weeks. Not that crazy, but it's just been a lot of things that I've been dealing with and a lot of emotion, I think, and frustration. I wanted to give a little bit of an update on how everything was going with the gestational diabetes. I just had my second dietitian appointment today, and basically I'm supposed to be checking in with her weekly, and I'll see her every other week when I go to see my OB as well. It's been honestly really frustrating. I think I've officially had, I can't even keep track. I think I've officially been tracking my carbs and blood sugar and everything for a week now. I feel like I've been doing this for a month and it's only been a week. But it's hard because people think, okay, you just, take out all your carbs and take out all your sugar, and it's not like that actually. You're supposed to have carbs. And actually she's like doubled my carbs because I guess I wasn't eating enough carbs. But what's crazy is my diet really hasn't changed a whole lot, minus the fact that I really don't eat any desserts or refined sugar anymore. So that part is good. My diet hasn't had to change a whole lot, and I have a pretty good idea on, protein and carbs and fats and all of that because of my nutrition background. But she took my carbs from, I would say I was around roughly 100 grams a day, and she has me at almost 200 carbs a day, and I think it's like 170 or something. So it's a lot of food. I'm supposed to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then a snack after every meal 2 hours later. So I eat every 2 hours, basically 6 times a day, which is a lot of food. I was kind of doing that before, but not every snack and every meal had carbs before. Now she wants me to have a pretty good amount of carbs at every single snack and every meal. So sometimes that's a lot of food, and I'm struggling to kind of eat that, and I'm just full, and it can be a lot. And on the plus side, I'm not depriving myself, so that's good, but I don't feel like I need 200 grams of carbs a day, or I don't feel like I need 30 grams of carbs at every snack and every meal 2 hours, like every 2 hours. That's a lot. But so that's one thing that has been kind of difficult for me, is just the amount of food that I'm supposed to be eating. And basically she had said that you want to make sure that you're eating enough carbs because the baby needs carbs for energy and to grow, but you also want to make sure that your blood sugar does not spike when you have 30 or 40 grams of carbs. So I, coming from a nutrition and fitness background, I'm very used to tracking my macros and knowing what's protein and fat and carbs and all of that, but to meticulously track my carbs for every snack and every meal has been a lot. But so just the tracking and portioning out was taking me so long. Literally every time I'd go to make a snack, it would take me 15 minutes just to make the snack. And then I have to eat the snack. And then I have to set my alarm to check my blood sugar in an hour, and not for snacks, but for meals. And it just became very tiresome and frustrating very quickly. This week is my second week tracking, and I decided to meal prep everything. So everything is ready to go. It's pre-portioned. It is ready, and I know how many carbs and protein are in every snack and meal that I have. And that's took me forever to do, sitting in the kitchen, but I know that it'll be worth it when I don't have to spend 15 minutes 6 times a day trying to figure out what I'm eating, how many carbs are in my meal, weighing it out, logging it, like all of that. It can be a lot. So that's one thing that I've done this week that should make it a little bit easier and not as frustrating, because it's just ready to go. I have my snack ready and it's there, and it's just a lot less thinking involved and tracking. So that's one of the things that was really hard that I've been able to help with. This week I'm hoping that it'll get easier over time and everything, all my numbers and everything look good, hopefully. The other thing that's really hard is our anniversary is next weekend. And literally it's taken me probably a month to try to figure out what we're gonna do, because we are going to Palm Springs that weekend, but our anniversary falls on a Monday, and so we want to do something that day also, like go to dinner. And it's so hard because first you have pregnancy stuff where I can't, obviously I can't drink and I can't have things like meat and cheese and certain things like that that I would normally love to have. And then you add in gestational diabetes, and I can't really have like Italian food or bread or sweets or all these things that we would normally go and do on our anniversary. And so it's just really difficult. It was really hard trying to find places that were things that I liked and that we would have a good time doing. And so I think I just realized that with certain things like my anniversary, the baby shower, it's just I'm gonna try the best I can, but I'm not going to not enjoy myself that day, because even just one day of high numbers isn't going to hurt the baby. I can go for a walk, I can drink water, I can try to stay active to get the numbers down afterwards, but I'm gonna enjoy myself. And from what I've heard, that's what people do. So, I can't just be strict every meal, every day. It honestly was really depressing, and it made me not even want to do anything for our anniversary, because we are huge foodies. And I'm not saying I have to go out and, indulge and eat all these bad things, but it's really hard to look at refined carbs and monitoring the carbs and the sugars and all these things when you're trying to just go out and enjoy yourself and have a good meal for your anniversary. I think we picked a steakhouse, so have a lot of protein there, and we'll do some sides, and we'll see. We plan to go to Laguna, so we're just gonna walk the beach after we eat, and I think that'll really help. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I want to have one day, one meal every so often where I can just live like normally. I feel like this week is a little bit better because I've meal prepped, and the hardest, I feel like the most frustrating thing with gestational diabetes, and anyone who has it knows, whether it's regular diabetes or gestational diabetes, is the fact that you can eat the exact same thing, the same portions one day and get great numbers, and then eat the same exact thing the next day and get completely different numbers. It's so frustrating because you think, you want to just get it honed in on things that work and then don't work, but it doesn't work like that, because your body, things change and different factors happen, and then one day this will work, but then the next day it won't, or whatever. And so, just as an example, 2 days ago I had chicken, rice, and vegetables. My blood sugar levels were 98. Today for lunch I had the exact same thing. They're at 154. So no clue why. Doesn't make sense to me, and it can get really frustrating and really down. And I think after this meeting with my doctor, it just really helped to realize that that's just the way that it is. There's nothing you can do, and as long as you don't have a ton of high numbers, that it should be okay for the baby. That's kind of what I'm noticing and learning right now, is just what works for me and what works for my body. It's basically trial and error. This is my second week, and I just have to kind of see like what carbs work well for me and which ones don't. I honestly feel like the last week, between everything that's happened with the gestational diabetes and my foot and just everything, has been, it's been just a whirlwind, and I know it could be so much worse, but it's just you just try your best to do what's best for the baby. And not feel guilty that you've done something wrong or you could have been better at something, and I'm just trying to do the best that I can. So luckily for me, I only have 10 weeks left, and then I want a box of Krispy Kreme donuts and I want Cinnabon. That is like my current craving that I want to have when I deliver because I want sugar so bad. Oh, that sounds so good. I can't wait. So I'll be 30 weeks this week. Yes, I'll be 30 weeks this week. And so the countdown is continuing and I only have 10 weeks left and I can have all the sugar I want. Well, kind of within reason. At this point, it's been such a learning experience because I always thought gestational diabetes was based off of if you had a lot of sugar during your pregnancy, and then I realized and learned it had nothing to do with that. And so overall, today's a good day. I feel good. It can be frustrating at times. Like honestly, I get so frustrated, especially yesterday when it took me like 2 hours to meal prep, but it'll all work out. So hopefully some of you guys can relate, with everything that I've been going through. They're all regular pregnancy things, so plantar fasciitis and gestational diabetes. It's just, I always say this, but it's just a pregnancy thing. Everything that happens to me, I'm just like, it's a pregnancy thing. My face, I'm having like the worst acne ever and my skin is so dry and that's not normal for me. Just another pregnancy thing. So I'm along for the ride, and it's funny because I actually just watched some of my old videos from when I first started my channel, watching like the videos where I was getting a lot of negatives, and I remember how that felt to not ever know when or if I would ever become a mom, and it just brings me to tears like every single time. Partially probably because I'm pregnant and my emotions are crazy, but it's just surreal to look at those, and I'm so glad that I recorded all that and I have it to look at. But it's so cool to look back and just remember everything that we've been through, everything that I hoped and prayed would happen, and that here I am now, almost 30 weeks in, and despite having these things that have happened throughout the pregnancy, I'm still so grateful, and it's all temporary. So it's like, even if I had the worst of everything for 40 weeks, it's like, it's so small compared to what you get at the end of it and what you get for the rest of your life. And I haven't even met her, but it's so worth it. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. There's so many different pregnancy symptoms that women get, and it's just nice to know that you're not alone and that other women are going through this too. It'll get better. Only 10 more weeks left. This many. That's crazy. I'm so excited. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, so I am well into my 3rd trimester. I'm gonna be 31 weeks tomorrow. And I say this every time, but honestly, the weeks go by so fast, and I'm thankful for that because I'm just so excited to meet my baby and for all the things that we have coming up. I think I'm finally getting the hang of everything, and so recently it's been a lot better. I'm back to working out 4 times a week, so everything's been really good. I go on walks every day. It's just been a lot better. So it is officially September, and like I said, I'll be 31 weeks tomorrow, and I have a lot of really fun things to look forward to. This weekend, my husband and I are celebrating our 1-year wedding anniversary, and then next weekend is my baby shower, and I'm so excited. I feel like I've been waiting for this for so long, and it's finally almost here. So I'm really, really excited, not only to see friends and family and just celebrate the baby and everything that's going on, but also to start really organizing her nursery, because I can't really do a whole lot because I'm not really buying anything right now, because I wanted to wait until after the shower. So I'm really excited just to nest and get things organized and ready to go. It hasn't been really a whole lot there. That's kind of my update. I'm just really excited for the things that I have coming up this week and next week, and just I'm so happy it's fall, and this is just like my favorite time of year anyways, and I just have a lot to look forward to. So this is when we're kicking things into high gear. The baby could be here anytime. I mean, obviously it's still really early, but my doctor really isn't letting me go past 40 weeks. So that means she will be here by about November 7th. Like, I'm so excited. 9 weeks. That's single digits. That is my update. They're looking a lot better from my last few vlogs with the plantar fasciitis and the gestational diabetes. That was a rough 2 weeks, and things are a lot better now. So much so that I even had a cinnamon roll and my numbers were well below what they needed to be for my blood sugar. That's amazing. Like, I don't know how that's possible, but that's amazing. I had these pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls from the grocery store. They're so good, and I'm so happy that my numbers were good when I had them, because now I can have them again, and they're limited time, so we're gonna buy a couple and stock up for the winter because they're honestly really good. We definitely splurged and had a little treat, and I'm just really happy that I was able to get my numbers under what they needed to be, and you know, I got to have my treat and not harm the baby, so that's a win. Other than that, everything's really good. I just wanted to check in and update you guys on everything that's been going on. I don't really know what's gonna happen once the baby is here, how much I'm gonna be vlogging. I don't even know if you guys want to see any vlogging. I don't know. This has kind of just turned into a whole like pregnancy journey vlog, and I definitely like looking back at some of the old vlogs when I first found out I was pregnant, or even before I found out I was pregnant. I don't really know what's gonna happen once the baby gets here. I don't even know what my life's gonna be like. I'm sure I'm probably just gonna be home all day taking care of her and Simba, and probably not doing a whole lot, but I don't know. So the pregnancy journey is gonna be coming to an end in 9 short weeks or less, but we'll see what kind of happens after that. And I really want to record when we come home with the baby and Simba's reaction, because he's never met a newborn, and I'm just really excited to see how that all plays out, and if I can record it, it's something I could show her later on when she grows up, but we'll see. So just wanted to check in with you guys, and I don't know when the next time I'm gonna vlog is, maybe after my shower, but I will check in with you guys later. Bye. Alright, so one of the things that I kind of wanted to touch on really quick is the whole gestational diabetes. One thing I did notice is in my support group that I'm part of on Facebook for people who have gestational diabetes, is that a lot of women, when they find out that they are diagnosed, they go on and they say, hey, like, I'm new here, I was just diagnosed today, I've been crying all day long, I feel so overwhelmed, blah blah blah. And I was actually really surprised to see how many people were so overwhelmed by it and felt so guilty and felt so bad and spent the whole day crying. And granted, some of that could possibly be our pregnancy hormones, or you know, maybe it's not, but I thought I was the only one that it really like affected, and I was crying the day that I found out. I felt so guilty, I felt so bad, I felt overwhelmed, I didn't know what that meant, I was scared. And not that I want people to feel that way, of course, but it is comforting to know that I'm not alone, and that that's common when some of us find out, if not a lot of us find out that we got diagnosed, to cry the whole entire first day. So If by chance you are newly diagnosed to gestational diabetes and you are watching this, just know it's completely normal, or if it happens to you or whatever, it's completely normal and it gets easier. I strongly recommend joining a support group. I'm part of one on Facebook. It's been so helpful. And just taking it day by day and week by week, it does get easier. I'm currently 32 weeks, so I'm going on about a month of being diagnosed. And it's still hard at times, and it's always a trial and error, but it does get easier, and you just kind of stick with certain things that work with you. And you know, if you want to try certain things, then you try certain things. And so, like, I've been able to have Carb Smart, like the low carb ice cream, every night. I've been able to have pumpkin cinnamon rolls, so good, my favorite. And then there's times where I can't have chips and half of a hamburger bun. I don't know. It's so weird how our bodies decide on which carbs are bad and which carbs are good and what's gonna spike it and what's not. So it's very interesting and can be very frustrating. Just know that, you know, it gets easier and you're not alone. I just thought it was kind of funny because I was thinking about it today on my way to work, that how often I see that of people saying, hey, like, I'm new here, just diagnosed yesterday or just diagnosed this morning, and I've been bawling my eyes out all day. And I'm like, that was me. I remember sitting there, and I think I vlogged it, and I remember sitting there and I just felt like, what did I do? Like, what's wrong with me? What could I have done better? And there's nothing. I could have eaten salads every single day. I could have eaten donuts every day. There is nothing I could have done. This is just the way that your placenta processes sugar. And it is what it is. And most times it'll go away when the baby gets here. So if you're going through something similar, just know you're not alone. And I really, 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 really recommend joining some type of group or whatever, and you get a ton of information, recipes, ideas. You just feel like you're not alone, and it's really cool to see how many people, like, it's just a community, and it's really cool to feel like you're part of something and you just don't feel so isolated and feel so alone. So definitely recommend that. Tomorrow is my baby shower, and it's been a very stressful week. I feel like I've had a million things to do and not enough time, but I am getting my nails done today. I'm gonna get pampered, and I'm just so excited for tomorrow to celebrate and see friends and family and just have a good weekend. So stay tuned. Bye.